Hey, what's up guys? Stephen, TheSalonGuy here, and today I'm bringing you a haircutting tutorial. This isn't really a celebrity haircut that's inspired by a celebrity, but it's a great haircut that I think will be very helpful and useful to you guys. It's going to be a layered bob with a nice set of bangs. So something pretty cool, but it's a very popular haircut. I know I'm getting a lot of requests for things with bangs and stuff. So I'm also going to have an interesting twist on this. I'm going to be applying some micro extensions to the head, which is really cool too. So I'm ready, let's get started. Alright guys, so I'm doing something really cool, and as you can see here, I've got an extension. And this is the Invisitab extension. It's a micro tab. It's as you can see, it's little nice kind of highlighted piece. This is by House of European Hair. You can get this at houseofeuropeanhair.com. This is the Invisitab, and this is a 100% virgin European hair. It's never been colored before. It's virgin hair. It feels like silk. This is pretty much the cream of the crop when it comes to extensions and hair. I mean, it feels amazing. Also, this is the model, well, mannequin, model Emma, which is pretty much the cream of the crop of mannequins. A lot of you guys ask where I purchase mannequins and get them from. It's from hairartproducts.com. So if you guys are looking for great mannequins, definitely call them up, reach out to Erica. She can help you out. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to apply this. Now, as you can see here, it's got two little adhesive strips. All right. So what we do is basically take a very thin section. All right, because this is going to adhere to the hair underneath. Then we basically peel off one of the pieces here. The adhesive is exposed now. Then you basically lay it on, press it right on like that, and you can go in with a tail comb just to make sure it's on pretty tight there. Okay, so now it's on. Now what we do is then take off the other strip, which is right next to it, and you peel that off like this. Now it's peeled off, and then all you do is simply place it right over the other tab, the extension. Okay, and you just seal it in. You give it a good tap down with the comb, make sure it's pretty solid, and there you have it. Okay, there's the piece right there. This basically is now adhered to the hair, and it's going to grow out with the hair. All right. Again, if you have any questions, you can definitely check out the website. You can see how these more information on them. But I think this is an awesome way to add extensions where it's quick and easy. So I'm just going to put one more about right here. And after I'm done applying this, then we're going to start the haircut, and then you're going to be able to see how this blonde piece right here kind of peeks through. Now we're ready to start the haircut. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to establish our base. This is going to be where everything is going to be brought to, and this is going to be the line in the back. So what I'm going to do is, using no tension, I'm going to cut a straight line. And this is going to serve as the starting point for this whole haircut. So when you're cutting like this in the back, this is basically, you know, the map. This is the first part of the whole haircut. So then I like to take maybe one more section, and that is going to help determine again where I'm going to start the layering or start the graduation. I'm gonna use, you can use your comb, or you can use no tension whatsoever, and that is going to give you a pretty straight line. Anytime you start to use tension in the hair will jump up, it will do all sorts of things, but this will ensure a pretty accurate straight line, as you can see, like that. Okay. Now what I want to do is I do want to kind of graduate this or angle this a little more longer in the front. But here's where we're going to start to build up the kind of the graduation. And graduation does build up weight. So I'm actually not looking to build up a huge amount of weight, but I want to have a nice soft blend to this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start right down in the middle here, and what's going to happen now is you're going to be able to see your guide underneath, alright, where you cut it. So I'm pulling everything pretty much almost straight out from the head, not necessarily on a 45-degree angle like this, slightly, slight angle, but not a severe 45-degree angle. Okay, I'm then going to leave that section there in the middle, and I'm going to then bring the next section to the guide right behind it. You can kind of start working in diagonal sections if you want. And I'm going to take the next section above that, alright, again, down the middle. There's your guide, and we're working up the head. Okay? Take your next section, comb the previous out of the way, so you're going to be pulling up enough of a guide that you can see what you did on the last section. There's my guide, and now I'm going to incorporate that corner in through here, because I want to leave a little bit of the weight. You don't want to create any holes, you want to be careful. So I'm creating this beautiful shape coming in through here. Now as you can see, it's got a beautiful blend already. Alright, this is working out nicely. What I'm going to do on this side is I'm going to continue to do the same thing here, work my way up the head, and this side you do the exact same thing. You're going to pull it straight out from the head. There's your guide. Now you're just changing your cutting position, and you're cutting up this way, and you're going to work your way into here. I'm going to do that until I get to about right here, and then we're going to come back and we're going to see the progress. Now this is complete underneath here. Now we're moving up towards the occipital area and just above it. So now what we're going to do is now comb this straight out from the head and just work around the head shape, pulling everything straight out. And that is going to create a beautiful flow, nice blend, as you can see in through here, right down the middle here, beautiful. So we're going to take the next section, push this out of the way, and we're going to do the same thing. Comb it straight out from the head, cutting up. My elbow is up towards the ceiling, and following the head shape, pulling everything straight out from the head. So we're going to take another section and move all the way in through the corners. You don't want to take sections too big, remember, but enough you can see the guide. And we're just going to continue to do this to where we are in through the corners here now. And what we're going to do in through the corner is we're just going to slightly over direct back and comb it straight out from the head. Alright? And what that does is it actually helps protect some of the weight into the corner, so it doesn't create any sort of holes or anything. And it allows for a nice beautiful flow. Okay, so when we get to this very, very corner here, what we're going to do is push this all the way back. Okay, staying within the corner in the head shape. So comb it all straight back, and you'll see your guide, okay, which is right there. And comb it straight back. There's the guide up there. And that then allows for a beautiful flow in through the side here like this, as you can see. See that? It's beautiful. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to continue this on the other side, and then we're going to do a little cross-checking, then we'll be ready to move in through the top and the sides. What I'm going to do now is just I'm going to cross-check the back, and I'm going to do that by holding everything out horizontally and just checking the balance. And if everything looks good, which it does, then you're in good shape. Just take this and work this throughout the head. If there are any little pieces, then you can snip them off. But this is a great way to check everything, to make sure everything is in good balance. So far, so good. Cross-checking can be scary because you never know. You might see parts that are you're going, oh, what did I do on that one? So, and also don't forget, you can also cross-check diagonally, like this. All right, there's a little, see, little section right there needed just to clean up. and you can do that throughout the whole head like this. Just come in diagonally, and you know, anytime you do the opposite of what you originally did, that's a great way to cross-check. And especially with these haircuts, everything really is about precision. So you want to make sure you're getting, you know, everything right, because it'll look better for the, you know, on the client's head, but also it'll grow out that much better, and it'll just look that much better. You know, when you see a really, really good haircut, it shows, and that's the difference between putting in the effort into it and just kind of skipping through it and getting it done really quickly. It's going to show in your work. So now that the back is done, we're ready to work on in through the sides here. Now what I want to simply do with the sides is I just want to connect the back here. Okay, now this is previously cut, so pretty much it actually does work out pretty well. But what we're going to do is just cut a straight line, alright, just to connect this using a little, hardly any tension at all, just with the comb, which isn't that much. And then we're just going to leave the shape in there. So I'm just creating a nice kind of angled shape, which was already there already. Alright, now as you can see, it's got that beautiful look to it right there. Alright, as I turn that. See that? Gorgeous. I'm going to do that on the other side, and then we're going to start to work into the top for the layering. For the top, what we're going to do is we're going to continue to follow the head shape and let the hair fall out like that, like this. Let this come down here, because you don't want to cut it straight up or horizontal from the head, because that will create a weight line. So we're just following the head shape like this, okay? And that creates a beautiful, nice blend right in through here. So now that we have that established, I'm just going to continue this throughout the entire top back of the head, to where I have everything pretty much exactly where I want it, to be able to now take this, okay, and now is when I'm going to work in the top. Now that I have my section in the back, now is when I can cut horizontal sections, okay? So I'm going to hold everything straight up from the head. There's the guide, and cut it straight across. Continue this all the way through the top, in through the front. Okay, there's the guide, keeping everything parallel, your arms, everything in good posture, good body positioning, which is going to help ensure even, precise hair cutting. Alright, we're just going to finish this in through the front, and then we're going to be able to work on the fringe area. Okay, now we're getting into the part where I put in the extensions. I'm combing right through them. So yes, we're going to see the extensions are going to be obviously longer, but just blend it right in through the hair. I'm having no difficulty combing them whatsoever. Now the front here, just over direct it back a little bit, because you know, we are leaving it slightly longer in the front. So just comb everything straight back, and this will keep the length in the front. You don't want to lose too much of the length in the front. Okay? Alright, beautiful. Now what we're going to do is, as far as the sides go, blending this in, this is going to be pretty traditional, like you've seen me do a bunch of times. Comb everything out. There's the corner, and just work it straight down in through the bottom, and that is going to blend everything in and give you that beautiful shape that you want when you're cutting bobs. You want to keep this really, really precise. You know, it can be kind of intimidating, but just have fun with it. Alright, as you can see, you work all the way through the bottom here, and there it is. You know, hair is it's gonna be obvious of what needs to happen, and if something is wrong, it will look very, very wrong. Alright, so far what we're getting is you know, pretty normal guides, normal sections, nothing, you know, too crazy is popping out at us, which means we're in pretty good shape. So I'm just going to continue to work here towards the front. You want to start over directing back a little bit, just to maintain the length, the bottom length in the front. And this last section here, I'd say over direct slightly back here, and that is going to preserve the longer front. Okay, so I'm going to do the same thing on the other side, and then we're going to work on the bang area. Now we're ready for the fringe area, the bangs, which is one of my favorite parts. So what I did is I created like a triangle right from the, kind of not the super high point, but right about here, and went to the corners of the eye. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to lock my comb in like this. Alright, and you want to keep them a little bit longer, especially because they're wet, and say you want a little bit of a longer fringe. So let's bring it down exactly even with the eye. Now we have our comb locked in there, and what we're going to do is just simply cut straight across. And this is going to serve as our base for the bangs right here. Alright, now as you can see, it jumped up, but it's still kind of in her, you know, right over the eye, which is fine, okay, because that's where I want to leave the length. Okay, now that we have that established, then you can kind of do some cleanup work if you want. You can pull it down by hand, and that's when you can kind of reshape everything. So I'm big into the sweeping bangs, as many of you guys know. The key to doing that is you want to actually cut the corner off. Alright, so you're not really leaving it longer, but you're kind of angling it so it's up a little bit here. So it allows the weight to be able to swing over this way. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch body positions like this, and I'm going to bring everything over to this one side like this when I layer everything. Alright, and that is going to be the start of where I cut everything. So there was the first section there. Here's the second section. I'm over directing it over to this side, and then just cutting off the weight. Cutting out the weight there, again, over directing. The weight's right on the top. Bring everything over this way, and if there's anything that needs to come off. Now switch sides. Do the same thing on the other side. Alright. There's a little bit of that weight right on top there. Bring everything over directed to the corner on this side. So you're just switching, you're doing the same thing on the other side now. And this is removing weight, and it's going to really allow for a beautiful flow. Then what I like to do is just comb everything straight up like this. You should see kind of a triangle or point in the middle. I like to just take that point off. Just removes a little bit of excess weight. And there you have the fringe area. Okay? So, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to blow dry the whole thing, and then we'll come back and check out the finished result. Well, I think this looks absolutely gorgeous. You know, as you can see, the hard work, the precision, it all pays off. Alright? It all pays off, and, you know, what you put in is what you're going to get out of it. Okay? Here's this side here, as you can see, beautiful, beautiful look. So what I want to do is just, you know, you will come across situations where you do want to soften this up a little bit in through here, and I tend to do that with a thinning shear. So I just go in like this and do a little scissor over comb with a thinning shear here, just to kind of blend it in and remove any excess weight. If there is any weight that needs to come off, if there's any areas that need to be kind of just softened a little bit, you know, you just want to be careful. You don't want to go be too aggressive with this, but you know, I think it's a good way of doing it. Also, what you could do is you can use a razor. Believe it or not, you can actually do a razor over comb like this, and you can just kind of razor over the top, and that also really softens everything up too. It removes any excess weight, does some really nice blending, as you can see here. I actually prefer to go to this over the thinning shear, because sometimes a thinning shear might take out too much, but what this does is it really softens it in a very nice way. So as you can see what I'm doing, they're just kind of lightly going over everything, and it's just creating a nice softer kind of blend to it. Alright, so this is the finished result here. I think this looks absolutely gorgeous. It's, you know, a modern look, and as you can see here, the bangs, the kind of peekaboo bangs here with the extension, the blonde extension, I think looks really, really nice. So once again, we did it. I think looks great. Thank you so much for your support. Keep the comments coming. Move over a little bit, Emma. Keep the comments coming. Thanks for all your support. Don't forget to follow me on Facebook, facebook.com/TheSalonGuy, Instagram @TheSalonGuy, Twitter @TheSalonGuy, and thanks for all your comments, and I will see you guys soon for more tutorials. Take care.